Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video we are going to be ranking up and having hopefully a little bit of fun with the 5-star version of Wolverine X-23, who is a champion that you just don't really see much of nowadays, man. Like, she'd be the absolute perfect candidate for a 6-star champion, because her awakened ability, at least to the best of my knowledge, doesn't really do much for her, but it's very nice to have if you have access to it. So yeah, instead of like a second Cyclops or like Deadpool X-Force, man, she'd be so damn good in that 6-star crystal. But it's been a very, very long time since I've actually played Wolverine X-23, and to just, you know, bore you with a little bit of a fun fact, when I started off the Seatin account, which was just over 3 years ago now, like, she was the first ever 3-star champion that I actually ground out for an arena. I remember getting very lucky early on and getting like a 3-star Black Panther OG from one of the logging crystals, and then I saw her in the monthly event and I was like, whoa, she's like my Black Panther, man, but she can regenerate and the bleed seemed to hit a lot harder as well. So yeah, I kind of went all in, man, and just spent ages over the course of a weekend grinding out for a 3-star featured, and then I used the 3-star featured a little bit, man, but it was quickly replaced in terms of you know, 4-star characters back in the day, lads. But anyway, hopefully the 5-star version is going to get a little bit of love today. And I thought to kind of test this last out a little bit, we'll pile in kind of the full mutant team here for more crit and more crit damage. You know, fits in perfectly as well. Gets a little bit of health added to herself and the team that way as well. And go for the regeneration path toward the back of this one. If I can remember where the regeneration path is, it might be that one. Yeah, it's Vitality here. And then maybe go into Realm of Legends after. So I thought this would, you know, serve as a fairly good warm-up, because this regeneration path is a nice fun little test for champion damage output. We took a Nihilus down here like a month or so ago, so you've got Vigor, enhanced regeneration as well, 150% more regen, so yeah, Vigor really does kick in if you cannot out-damage it, but we should be fine too today. But anyway, lads, I'm pretty damn excited for this. X-23 is a pretty simple champion, but she does rely on those crits, and first combo and second combo, we've got no critical hits so far, man. So that was, you know, not the best start to our gameplay today, lads. But let's see if we can get stuck back in. Right, oh my goodness, I honestly couldn't believe that RNG, and actually I wanted to wait another bar of power before using that special too, because she is regeneration exactly the same as Wolverine's in terms of how it works mechanically, so she regens based on the amount of power that she has. So I've been a lot better RNG now in terms of the crit and damage output, and you can see our bleed is dealing about 350 damage per second, so that's fairly nice there. Split across, obviously, 2 ticks of 175. But once we got into that matchup, man, that was pretty good. Just the start of it was very, very dry, man. We had some terrible RNG toward the beginning of it. That's probably what I get for slagging off the awakened ability, because the awakened ability, actually, you need a little bit of tempo with the awakened ability. I think it's when your opponent has like 3 stacks of bleed, you get a little bit more crit chance and a little bit more crit damage as well, but it's nowhere near as powerful as it used to be, because it got a little bit nerfed with the 12.0 patch. It used to be a solid 15% chance, but now it's like a small chunk of rating, I believe. Might be a little bit better actually on a leveled up 5-star version of the champion. But my 3-star, it's only like 300 additional rating, which I guess is alright for a 3-star champion, man. Right, okay, we're doing a lot better in this Angela matchup. Absolutely rinsing down this lass right here. Okay, I think we'll go for one more combo and then special 2 in Assassin's range. And that regeneration is just doing a wonderful job of keeping us topped up as well. So now that we've gone into it, man, we're getting some better matchups, lads. We're getting some better matchups. I'm kind of interested to see how she performs in Realm of Legends as well, and kind of what the total hit count ends up on, because yeah, I've never played a 5-star X-23 or a fully maxed out one. I think I had my one at rank 4 on the main account maybe for a while. I actually don't think I ever took her to rank 4. Just trying to like remember back, man. Right, there's a bit of physical resistance here, but the bleeds are just doing some phenomenal work to cut through it. But with all the additional like damage off the crit and how much the bleed really like hemorrhages into the opponent, like X-23 is so reliant on being able to crit and bleed the opponents. But even if you can't bleed, you still do have the cruelty mechanic as well. But that physical resistance, Dr. Voodoo, man, just put that, we put that lad straight in the bin. That was such a good fight there. So the only slightly underwhelming one so far has probably been that, what is it, Venom Paw right at the beginning. But aside from that, mate, she is literally tearing everybody apart, which is why I think she'd be like such a good 6-star champion. Like, she wouldn't be the absolute best, but she'd be one that you could be, you know, pretty happy about pulling. You got some solid damage, bit of regeneration there as well, which is always a very, very nice mechanic. Definitely a lot better than Second Cyclops or Deadpool X-Force. And right, has my Elgato stopped working there? Oh, right, let's quickly plug it in again. Sorry about this, lads. I have no idea what's going on. It's always bloody typical that it's working fine until we start the gameplay, and then it starts messing up a little bit. Right, so hopefully we're back in the zone now. I should have waited another round of combo there, because with Wolverine and X-23, you want to maximize the amount of power you have at all times for, you know, potential regeneration purposes. So you always want to hold off if you can, unless you can actually use that special attack in order to finish the fight. So yeah, it's alright. On X-23, you know, she doesn't really have a whole lot going for her mechanics-wise as well, so she's just a really, really straightforward champion for anybody to pick up, really. But also, what's like one little thing she has, any bleeds that are afflicted off special attack crits deal like slightly more damage. It's something like 20, might be 27% more bleed damage, so you'll see a little bit more bleed damage of special attacks if they do crit there. But I always tend to find that the special 2, at least in memory, man, again, it has been a while since I played X-23, but you do want to try and get a bit out of her regeneration, which is based on stored power. So I think the best course of action in the majority of scenarios just is to use the special 2 as close as you can to the SP3. Or, you know, if you really want that regeneration at all, you do have the option to not use specials as well. That's a potential way if you're looking to, you know, just hold on and maximize the regen. But you can see here, man, we don't really need to do that. She's still at 100%. And I love a good sustainable champion, man. I can certainly appreciate one. But that's the core difference of X-23 and Wolverine. X-23 is all about that damage, and Wolverine is all about that healing. So yeah, X-23 has a bit more damage, and Wolverine has a bit more healing. Well, a bit more is maybe an understatement for Wolverine with his awakened ability, because that can be absolutely insane when it does proc. But these ticks, man, they're doing quite well. It's almost just over 200 every single second there, across 2 ticks of 100. So it's doing fairly decently there. We're going to drop that down, but you can see we went to just below 90%, and we've already managed to heal up to full already, which is a really, really nice time. Alright, let's finish off this matchup. Superior Iron Man straight in the bin. Almost down. There we go, boys. There we go. Right, so again, that one wasn't too bad. She's just absolutely butchered this regeneration path so far. Doing an incredible job. And then we've got a little bit of Blade up next. So, I mean, we should just keep going down this one, I reckon. See how far we can get in terms of this quest. And then maybe jump into Realm of Legends as well. I know the final boss here, she will have a class disadvantage against. But that could be, I don't know, man. Maybe a bit of a fun showcase. We'll see how Blade turns out. Blade does have the, what is it? The reduced debuff duration based on power. But those bleeds, man, just absolutely tearing him apart. I think we can go for a special. Didn't even need a special to finish him off, man. Just straight 20 hits there. Damn, that was a really, really good matchup. Right, let's try a little bit of OG Deadpool here. What does he have? Anything special? Nah, just replicate as well. So will that automatically copy his... I think that's just special attacks have a chance to copy effects, right? Okay, I know it's nothing to worry about, man, but I've forgotten the details of that node exactly. It's just if you get hit by special attacks, or maybe it's when he uses special attacks. It's one of the two, man, I think. Right, let's just continue to lay into Deadpool a little bit more, see if we can bait on the special 2 here. Right, come on, mate. Okay, so we've got a good amount of stacks of bleed to mitigate the regeneration here. So yeah, especially with Despair, man, just an absolute machine for tearing apart these regeneration champions. The only thing that really slowed us down in that matchup was Deadpool. He wasn't playing like super fair game when it came to baiting out those special attacks. But hey, you know, sometimes the AI is just like that, lads, and there is not a huge amount that we can do there. So I think, should we go for Daredevil and Hulk? I think that might be the best path to go down, or it's certainly one path to go down. So let's smash out the full energy refill there and see if we can like do all of this quest and I mean to be able to do all of this quest and not use any health potions, especially on a slightly longer path like the regeneration one, is still a pretty good feat of achievement, man. So yeah, I remember, I think it was like 2016, 2017, a part of me just always wanted an X-23 at like rank 4, man. That was the dream. But nowadays, I just gotta save that gem for when I awaken a Mega Red. I believe is the right decision there, or maybe for a future mutant champion. But we'll see. Like, I could awaken a Mega Red at the moment, but it's just kind of getting the stones in him. And right, I'll show off Special 3 as well, just to finish off this matchup. I just held on to it a little bit longer there, just to see if we get some regeneration. And the Special 3, it's an interesting one, man. I never really liked the Special 3 that much for X-23. I think if it was a way to have a bit more of a savage bleed, maybe like Killmonger style, that'd be a much better way of doing it, and a way to give the champion a little bit more love. Because again, X-23, I still feel like she's a really, really solid champion for a lot of content, but she does lack a lot of utility, and she's still way behind a lot of the proper top tier champions. Like, if you imagine like full, you know, Synergy Domino and just how crazy OP she is, it's difficult to compete with that, man. Very, very difficult. So just like to see a little bit more firepower on X-23. I think that'd be a really, really good time. Right, I think I'm gonna need to throw this just to transfer over the Bane here quite nicely. Sometimes you just got to make calls and decisions on that, man. I was tempted to hold on to the specials a little bit longer just to see if we could regenerate a little bit more. But especially against Hulk, man, he's got a lot of health points there. You don't really want to risk it. But a very clean matchup, man. 50 hits straight in the gutter there. And let's port over to the final boss. We've got Punisher 2099 now. We haven't had a negative class matchup, but we do have one here. So yeah, I'm not really too sure how this one's going to work out. He's got a little bit more power gain as well, based on the amount of battery that he gets. So that one's going to be a little bit fun. I think we want to push this guy to his special 2 and just try and dodge it and block it maybe, because he's just going to have so much power gain if he keeps on spamming the special ones. Or maybe that's the right way to do it. Maybe I just continually bait out the special ones till I get him to 100. I don't know, man. I think we're going to have to play this one on the fly and just see what happens, really, lads. But it could be quite easy to get wrecked to this lad. Okay, I dodged like one little projectile too early there, man, for the partial evade. Okay, so he's using his battery to heal block me, which is very annoying, man. Very annoying. Right. Oh, okay. I got absolutely ruined there, lads. I got absolutely ruined. You know, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes it's just better to say, let's go straight into Realm of Legends, boys. Let's go straight into Realm of Legends. But even I die, and I die more... well, I die a fair bit, man, especially if you watch the live stream. So it happens to the best of us, and also me, ladies and gentlemen. So always keep that in mind. But anyway, let's jump into a bit of Realm of Legends now, and go for Wolverine and also... Captain Marvel here, and see if we can open up this last a little bit more. So yeah, I'm interested to see how many hits it's going to be against Winter Soldier. I think it could be I don't know, maybe if we're really lucky, just under 200, but incredibly reliant on the crits, because the crits probably do deal in total about like 10 times the amount of damage than a non-crit, especially if you like factor in the bleed damage as well. So, you know, to help you kind of look at the importance of landing critical hits on this character, if she had something like Corvus's glaive charges, man, that'd be wild. Be a really, really good time. Let's How you could give her a synergy with Corvus, man. She has one with Corvus which gives her like 10% more attack, but give her like glaive charges as well. Like first 10 hits are guaranteed crits. Tell you, mate, that's going to make this lass a lot more popular. Right, maybe I was a bit too ambitious with the just under 200 hits there. I don't know, man. It could still happen. We still got the assassin's range. And also some good RNG could be on our side, so we'll see, man, we'll see. Right, dodge out that special one there. Oh, I love, like, heavy damage over time champions, which usually are in the form of bleed champions. There's just nothing more satisfying than seeing, like, all of these numbers absolutely, like, swarm your opponent. It feels really good, man. It feels really good. Always been a big fan of the bleeders. Maybe chucking, like, Gwenpool's stun as well, man, for a bit of additional tempo. There's just a few little things you can do to make Wolverine X-23 like a much better champion. So yeah, I'd still love to see like little tweaks and adjustments to champions all over the place. Right, cheeky bait out of the heavy attack there. I think there's something about this champion's like animations and playstyle that always makes her feel like quite fast as well. Like certain characters like Heimdall, he always feels like he's dragging just a little bit. But X-23, she's always getting in there, just tearing the opponent apart. Just feels like a pretty good time, man. She's doing pretty good so far, man. It just doesn't feel like this fight is dragged on. Right, let's go ahead and dodge that. Chucking a cheeky 5 combo. Hopefully get a couple of crits there. Slightly higher bleed of 3-1-18 from that special too. It's the enhanced bleed off special attacks kicking in there, boys. Right, I think the next special too hopefully will line up with Winter Soldier, just about dipping into Assassin's range there. There we go, boys. Right, we got the beautiful Assassin's range now. Oh, that was a really nice special too. Right, let's finish this guy off. Come on, mate, straight in the bin. Oh, we need another couple of mediums, mate. There we go, straight in the bin. So overall, that was 221 hits. That's not too bad, man. It's not too bad. So I will take it, man. We'll take it. That certainly wasn't the worst performance I've ever seen against Winter Soldier. I guess we did have the class advantage as well. But let's try another matchup where we are not blessed with the class advantage. We've got Realm Legends Captain Marvel Classic now. And again, these opponents, they're very chunky lads. They've got just over 500,000 hit points. So there's just not really a lot of content in the game that has anywhere close to this health. Like even Act 6, man. Most stuff has about 200k at most. So it's always a very good training ground to open up champions and test out some of their potential to deal damage against really large health pools without really the stress of all the additional fun and super interactive nodes. Oh, is that one of the things that the bleeds are capped? Are they capped at 5? Dude, that cap should definitely be removed. Because I don't think I've seen the bleeds go over 5. It's a pretty old cap, isn't it, man? Definitely need that one out of the game, boys. Should be able to get up to 10 bleeds. Double their duration as well. Oh, look at that. We're getting so many wasted bleeds here, man. This makes me an incredibly sad panda. Even though I'm not a panda. But if I was a panda, I'd still be incredibly sad at this bleed cap of 5. That just needs to be removed, man. That's really outdated. Gwenpool can get, like... You know, she doesn't have any cap on her bleeds, mate. And those can stun and deal a little bit more damage as well. So yeah, that is definitely something that needs to be removed, man. I think if they remove the bleed cap, that might add like an additional like 10 to 20% damage in really aggressive scenarios. I think it would probably be closest to 10 actually, thinking about it. But depends how stacked your X-23 is and where you're using her, I guess. Obviously, deep wounds is an absolute blessing if you're playing this character. Like back in the day, mate, when I had my 3-star, didn't have this glorious, glorious deep wounds, adding like 5 more ticks to all of my bleeds. But deep wounds is working it, boys. Absolutely working it. Like every single bleed is getting almost 1,000 more damage out of its run because of the deep wounds mastery. So yeah, that is some pretty solid value out there. Alright, let's fire off that special 2 there. I think we've probably got one more special 2, and then we'll be in Assassin's range, or very close to it after that. Come on, lads. Got the perfect lineup now. 1 more %, and then we get that big old bonus damage from the Assassin's Mastery, so that's fantastic. Let's chuck in a special 2 here. Whew, thought we got clipped there, boys. Thought I made a bit of a mistake, but it's alright. There we go. Right, that should finish her off, fingers crossed. Ooh, just about, lads, just about. So, I had a lot of fun today, man. X-23, at her base, she's still a very, very strong bleed champion. She's got some really decent damage output, some solid regeneration. So, yeah, she's still a really, really fun time. My one wish, or 2 wishes from Kabam. The first one is make her a 6-star champion, and the second one is you've got to remove the cap of 5 bleeds, because that's really, really outdated, man. So, yeah, if I could have 2 requests, those would be it, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, aside from that, let me know what you think of X-23 in the comments section below. And if you did enjoy today's video, feel free to smash that like button. Aside from that, take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.